Hi guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Here's another fan cam, and it's unfortunately we've got Chris from Let's Talk Tottenham TV. Yes, we managed to find someone that will speak to us.
I can only be on here for 10 or so minutes, but yeah. And be nice, be gentle.
Alright. Yeah, go on. Quickest. Go through the game, mate. How do you sum it up from a Tottenham point of view?
Well, I spoke to you on Luca's podcast. This is Luca's life yesterday, I think it was, and I mentioned it on my preview podcast that Luca was on Friday. If we turn up and match Arsenal's attitude and intensity, we could win. If we don't match their intensity, we'll get battered. And unfortunately, the second part was what happened, certainly in that first half. We played all right in the second half, whether that's because you stepped off a little bit or we did play better. But, I mean, regardless of which one it was, if we'd have played like we did in the second half, we'd have at least had a game. But that game was effectively over after 20 minutes when your second one went in, and probably before that, even when the first one went in, because we just didn't show that commitment. Which was the goal where Aubameyang flicked it. I can't remember if that was the first or second, but Højbjerg's literally just stood there and let him flick it around him and not really done anything. And Kane did well tracking back for the third goal, and he got a bit unfortunate. But Saka's the only one to react in that situation. We got two defenders around him.
To be fair,
that's the attitude.
It was Kane that caused the problem in the first place.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Well, I do mind that, but I don't mind that in the sense that all players make mistakes. But he's tried to react. The United friend who came to me, Kane doesn't look interested. Which there were parts that he didn't, but if he didn't look interested, if he wasn't interested at all, there's no way to run 70 yards back to try and stop that ball. But and he has stopped the ball, hasn't he? He's got the ball. It's just ricocheted favourably to you. But then Saka's the only one who reacts there because he's the only one who wanted the ball. And it's just so disappointing from our perspective. But we've had 3 games now where we've either had a full half or a full game where we just haven't showed up, and you're not going to win games like that. I don't like it, but I can take losing to a better team. I can't take losing because you just don't show up, and you have to earn your wins in the Premier League or in football in general, and that starts by showing the right attitude. And we haven't shown the right attitude from the start, and if you can't get yourself up for a North London derby, you shouldn't be bloody playing in one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm quite angry at the moment, as you can imagine. And then I need petrol as well, and I can't find anywhere that sells petrol, and it's just
it's all gone downhill now. Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I mean, obviously, I think there's always gonna be that, and you're always gonna feel anger when you don't even show any fight, and you at least want to ask to show some fight. And just like you said, I didn't see any fight in that first half, and when you did start to show any, it was already 3-0. The game was done.
Yeah, it was too little, too late. I mean, we scored our goal. I thought Kane should have had a penalty, and then Lucas has had a fantastic save on the bar. But if we got a draw out of that, it'd have been robbery. We didn't deserve anything. But yeah, I mean, at least we've scored a goal and shown that we can do something in the second half. But again, it's like, is that because you let us do that because you were playing on the counter attack and letting us attack you and have the ball in the middle, which is probably a bit of the case.
Would you say is then that Arsenal, because when we looked at it, it's like, I think the goal for us, the reason we conceded is because we made so late substitutions. And I think the only thing that Arteta didn't get right is if he made earlier substitutions, we probably wouldn't even have beaten you 3-0. We'd probably even beaten you 5-0. We wouldn't.
I thought it'd be 5 by half time the way that we were playing. I think your third one went in about half hour. There's still 15 minutes left, and we were all over the place. Neville said it in commentary, didn't he? After the first, it was a save that Lloris tipped round the post, but we're there for the taking, and it was just how you cannot get yourself up for North London derby is just.
Usually Tottenham,
great.
That team has usually been so good at getting up for North London derby. Usually, I'm expecting to see that Tottenham team with Son, Kane, Højbjerg and that, and I'm thinking they're going to give us at least a fight. We're going to have to make.
Yeah,
we're going to have to earn it.
I mean that the goal that you scored where Aubameyang's flicked it round, that goal there, Højbjerg was awful. He's just literally just jogged and let who I think it was Aubameyang who flicked it round for was it Smith Rowe? I can't remember. Anyway, he flicked it round for someone, and Højbjerg's just stood there as he's flicked it round. Like normally he's the. What I wanted to see, we turned up against City because we were, and then we showed that they were in for a fight early doors. So I wanted someone to go into one of your players hard as soon as they got the ball and show, right, we're up for this, we're in for a battle. But especially Xhaka, because he's likely to then stick an elbow out and get sent off. But like nothing. You scored your first goal in 11 minutes. I don't think we made a tackle or a challenge in that time. And it's just...
By all means, we already had like sort of Smith Rowe doing that sort of challenge on Sanchez, I believe it was.
Yeah. And then there were bits where we were playing back. We were playing, Loris gets the ball and then it's 5-yard pass to the defence trying to build out. And you were closing us down and harrying us. You were doing that and we were just jogging. It's the attitude. I don't mind losing. If like I said, if you've been outplayed or it's horrible if you're unlucky, but at least have a go. So that first half was just a no-show from us, and didn't show anything. And it's just I can do that on a bloody Wednesday night when I put a bit of effort in, and I have to pay £5. I don't get paid 200 grand a week. Like, I mean. Delhi, I don't think touched the ball in the first half. I think he's completely gone out of favour. He runs about a lot, which fine. I do that on Wednesday. It might be like a headless chicken, but I run about a lot. But yeah, he doesn't get himself into the game at all. He's in midfield. Games are won and lost in midfield, and that's where the battle usually is.
There was no midfield for Tottenham. The amount of times you were just open to your back line. And
I thought Skip and Hill played quite well when they came on. I mean, for our goal, at least Hill has put his foot in there and tried to get there and shown to get there first. I'm going to get there first and shown a bit of desire there, which no one showed in that first half. And I worry for Nuno now.
But it's even like now, would you say is that there was no fight or the fight came too late?
Oh, it came completely too late. The fight needed to come from minute 1 and it came from 46 minutes on. It's far too late then. And no one could argue that Arsenal wouldn't have deserved it if you'd have gone in 5-0 up at half time. It's so disappointing when I'm sure you've seen it with Arsenal before, where you just give the other team too much.
It's usually been us that have been lacking the fight.
It was so frustrating, isn't it? I mean, I was saying like half time, just get.
For someone who watches Arteta stuff for a while, I know where you're coming from. Right? So,
but what I don't understand as well is always going to be the case. I said it on Luca's stream yesterday that it's the first London derby at the Emirates for let's say 2 years, for example, because of COVID and everything like that.
Yeah,
your fans are going to be bang up for it anyway, and even more so because of this 2-year thing. You've just won 3 games on the trot, including a League Cup game, and not conceded a goal. So your players are going to be confident. It was exactly like when you went to Brentford first game of the season, just didn't show any fight. Brentford are going to be up for that. We know Arsenal are going to be up for this, and you've got to match that. You've got to come into that match in that, and you didn't against Brentford got done. We didn't today and got done. It's simple stuff. Any fan in the country could have seen what was going to happen today if we didn't show up. I just don't understand it at all. It's just so stupid.
So you say there's something now you're worried for Nuno now?
Well, I was slightly worried before if he lost this game, but I think it's not just the losing games. It's
the way you're playing.
Yeah, we did look like scoring in the second half, but like I said, is that because we played really well or you were playing on the counter attack?
I think it's more we had lack of energy.
I think it's probably
because we didn't make our subs until that goal went in.
Yeah, I think it's probably 50-50 because there's no reason for you to go out like a ball like a china shop and potentially concede 2 goals in quick succession because you've got everyone up the pitch. But I mean, we did have some chances, but again, Kane was pretty quiet. He had one shot that was saved, which I can't remember when that was. I thought he should have had a penalty, but again, it wasn't us making that play. It was a silly decision by you, and you were tired, which probably explains the goal because someone was in acres of space. But yeah, I mean, it's just the negative football. I mentioned I've been mentioning for months and probably a year now that we haven't had a playmaker and replaced Eriksen. And that first half, certainly everything was just hit and hope, long ball up in the air, which, I mean, even if you win the ball, you've got to have people around that person to get the knockdowns. And there wasn't anything. It was just so hit and hope and just no ideas. So, yeah, I think we got Villa next at home, which they've just come off the back of a 1-0 win at Old Trafford. And then we've got Man United. I think both at home, but we don't look like we're going to score home or away. It's the third game in a row that we've conceded 3 goals. If you include Europa League and League Cup, I think it's 12 goals in 5 games, 2 goals apiece in those. And what's happened to that early season form where we weren't conceding a goal? I know we were a bit negative there, but at least we were grinding results out. We don't look like it. You grind results out by having a bit of teamwork, don't you? And having a team ethic, which wasn't there in that first half. So I'm worried for Nuno. I think the next 2 games, if he doesn't win those and we end up shipping goals and just looking not interested, the change is going to have to be made. We'll end up getting relegated at this rate, conceding 3. You're not going to win games conceding 3 goals each game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I don't want him fired. He's a good manager. He did well at Wolves. I don't think he's the right fit for Tottenham. But like I said yesterday, I think it's only a stopgap anyway until Pochettino is available again in a year and a half. But you can't go a year and a half with a manager who's conceding 3 goals each game. So something's going to have to change there. And I'm not sure the players are playing for him, certainly in that first half. You could argue that they were in the second half, but
second half, they just didn't look like they were interested at all.
Yeah, but that first half, it's just...
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not, like, sympathetic, because I'm not. So,
But I mean, we have to have a performance against Villa now. If we don't have a performance, I mean, the fans aren't going to be happy straight off from that Villa game. And if we don't start well, it's just going to turn quite toxic. And then we've got Man United afterwards, which, I mean, Ronaldo's going to have a field day if we defend like that. Fernandes is going to have a field day. And whoever plays out, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, Cavani, if we defend like that.
Care not to mention. Mate, it's been great to have you on. And, I'd like to say good luck to the season, but I hope you fuck up the rest of the season, to be honest. But there you go. There you go.
Keep Nuno, keep playing like this. You'll get your wish.
Yeah, keep him in, mate. Keep him as much as you want. Look, as you kept telling us, trust the process. Yeah. Like it works.
And it's strange how quickly football can switch around like that. And it's
it's funny that
full circle in less than a month. But
Anyway, I told you went from the bottle of champagne that was Mourinho to the bottle of beer that's now Nuno.
Well, we shouldn't have ever got rid of Pochettino, I don't think, looking at it.
Pochettino
asked for a rebuild, and the rebuild still needs to happen. And
that's another debate in itself anyway. But
Anyway, cheers for being nice, Owen. You could have easily come on and just ripped me straight to pieces. I'd have hung the phone up, obviously, but you could have come on and just ripped me to pieces.
Look, back where you belong. That's an end of it. So there we are. The North London's red, and that's an end of it. There we are.
Great to talk to you, and I hope you get well soon.
No worries. Take care. Thank you.
Cheers.
We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.